Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. All right, college football week 12. Where's this season gone? CFL's Grey Cup is this coming weekend. We're at week 12 of college football. We're at week 11 of the NFL. It is almost Thanksgiving. NASCAR is over for the season. Goodness gracious, where's this year gone? But the good news is we still have the countdown videos for NASCAR. We still have champion profiles. We still have pro wrestling. And we got football until January. And then NASCAR will be back in February. So we're all good here. All right. Week 11, college football. I went 18-3 on straight up picks. 11-10 against the spread. 10-11 on the over-under. 32 for 24. 61%. Definitely happy with that. Year to date, straight up picks. 204 and 48. 80.9%. Against the spread, 136 and 116. 53.9. And then over-under 123 and 129, 48.8. But overall, we're at 61.2. Definitely happy there. Just want to be above 60. The only goal overall above 60. All right, we have 21 games this week as well, like we've done every single week this year. First game, we have out of the MAC. We have the 9-1 Toledo Rockets, who are 6-0 in the conference, against the 6-4 Bowling Green Falcons, who are 4-2 in conference. Toledo is favored by 10. I got the Rockets winning, the Falcons covering, and then under the 51. Also out of the MAC, we have the 3-7 Buffalo Bulls going against the 8-2 Miami of Ohio Redhawks. The Redhawks are 5-1 in conference, while the Bulls are 3-3. Miami of Ohio is favored by 9. I got them winning, covering. I'm taking under on the 40.5. Out of the Independent versus SEC, the representing the not independent, excuse me, the Sun Belt, the University of Louisiana Monroe Warhawks, 2-8, going against the 8-2 Ole Miss Rebels. Ole Miss is favored by 37. This is going to be a smoke job. I actually have University of Louisiana Monroe covering at 37 and then under on the 62. Out of the Big Ten, so we are destined to have two conference championship games that either both teams could get to the playoffs, or at least one team may not. We have the 10-0 Michigan Wolverines, 7-0 in the Big Ten. We also have Ohio State's 10-0. We know they played the last week of the regular season. The winner goes to the Big Ten Conference game. We have seen before where the loser of that game still made the playoffs with one loss. They're going up against the 6-4 Maryland Terrapins. It's dangerous because when you're undefeated, any little hiccup can cause problems. I don't see there being a problem here. Michigan's favored by 19. I got them winning, covering it under on the 51. But then we have the SEC with Alabama and Georgia. They're going to face each other in the SEC title game. If Alabama could beat Georgia, then you have two one-loss teams in the SEC. You have at least one one-loss team in the Big Ten. You have an undefeated team in the Big Ten. Oh yeah, by the way, you have some pretty good teams over in the Pac-12 as well. So this year's championship playoffs is going to be very interesting. No, next year we go to the 12 teams. This year's the last year of the 4. So it could be quite interesting. And we may or may not here on Robert Sports Show be doing some rankings for college football. We'll see. Thought about it, had an idea. We'll see what happens. Not sure yet if we're going to get there. All right, so Michigan wins, covers under on the 51. Next up, the Oklahoma Sooners, 8-2, 5-2 in the Big 12, going against the 5-5 BYU Cougars, who are 2-5 in the Big 12. The Sooners, Boomer Sooner, favored by 24. I got them winning, covering, and over on the 57. Also out of that Big 10, we have the 6-4 Rutgers Scarlet Knights, who are 3-4 in the Big 10, going against the 8-2 Penn State Nittany Lions, who are 5-2 in the Big 10. Penn State's favored by 10.5. I got them winning, covering, and over on the 42. Out of the American, we have the 8-2 SMU Mustangs, who are undefeated in conference, 6-0, going against the 8-2 Memphis Tigers, who are 5-1 in conference. SMU is favored by 7.5. I got them winning, covering, and over on the 66.5. Out of the American, we have the 9-1 Tulane Green Wave, 6-0 in the American Conference, going against the 4-6 Florida Atlantic Owls. Tulane is favored by 9.5. I got them winning, covering, and over on the 46.5. The UMass Minutemen, 3-7 going against the 10-0 Liberty Flames. Liberty is favored by 27.5. I got UMass covering at 27.5, and then under in the 62. Out of the Sun Belt, we have the undefeated 10-0 James Madison Dukes hosting the 6-4 Appalachian State Mountaineers. Appalachian State's 4-2 in conference, while James Madison is 6-0. The Dukes are favored by 10.5. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 55.5. Big Ten matchup here: the 5-5 Illinois Fighting Illini against the 8-2 Iowa Hawkeyes. Hawkeyes are 5-2 in conference, while the Fighting Illini are 3-4. Iowa's favored by 3.5. I got them winning, covering. Yeah, I'm definitely taking under in the 30.5. If you add their score together, it's less than that. So yeah, I'm thinking under. And that big SEC matchup we were talking about, the Georgia Bulldogs are 10-0, 7-0 in conference. They're actually going against the 7-3 Tennessee Volunteers. Georgia's favored by 9.5. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 59. Mountain West, 1 versus 2. 8-1 Arizona Falcons, 5-1 in conference. Or 8-2, excuse me. 8 going against the 8-2 UNLV Rebels, who are 5-1 in conference. They are tied for 1-2 in the Mountain West. Air Force is favored by 3. Air Force wins, covers over on the 47. Out of the Big Ten, we have the 5-5 Minnesota Golden Gophers against the 10-0 Ohio State Buckeyes. Buckeyes are favored by 27.5. I got Minnesota covering. Buckeyes winning, under on the 49. Another big SEC matchup. We have the 8-2 Missouri Tigers versus the 5-5 Florida Gators. Tigers are 4-2 in conference, while the Gators are 3-4. Missouri is favored by 11.5. I got them winning, covering, and over on the 59. Pac-12 matchup: the undefeated Washington Huskies 10-0. I hope they get some love for the playoffs this year. They're going against the 8-2 Oregon State Beavers. Oregon State's actually favored by 1.5 at home. Washington plus 1.5, under in the 63.5 on that one. Another Big 12 matchup here: the Texas Longhorns 9-1 going against the 6-4 Iowa State Cyclones. Texas is favored by 7.5. I got them winning, covering, and over on the 47.5. Then we have a couple of ACC matchups here. First off, the Louisville Cardinals 6-1 in conference, 9-1 in overall, versus the Miami Hurricanes, who are 2-4 in conference, 6-4 overall. Louisville's favored by 1. I got them winning, covering, taking over on the 46.5. And then the second ACC game, the 4-2 in ACC North Carolina Tar Heels, who are 8-2 overall, going against the 3-4 Clemson Tigers, who are 6-4 overall. Clemson's favored by 6.5. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 58. Pac-12 matchup here: the Oregon Ducks 9-1 versus the Arizona State Sun 3-7. Oregon's favored by 22.5. I got them winning, covering, under on the 54. And then last but not least, out of the Mountain West, we have the 3-7 New Mexico Lobos against the 8-2 Fresno State Bulldogs. Bulldogs are 4-2 in conference. Fresno State is favored by 23. I get them winning, covering, and under on the 56.5. Those are your college football Week 11 matchups. As always, stay tuned to Rubber Sports Show. We're going to do the countdown for the NASCAR series. We're going to have review of AEW Full Gear this weekend. We're going to have all kinds of stuff NASCAR related, football related, NFL video, the CFL Grey Cup previews coming up as well. So stay tuned to Robert Sports Show for all that. As always, thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.